Jai Shri Ramachandra, Jai Shri Krishna. So today I would like to share with you some secrets of Vastu Shastra, the ancient science of architecture in India. So in this science, there are so many things by which you can change your future with your house. You can change the planning of your house and a few things present in and around your house to different places. And also you can choose different kinds of sites which are conducive to your prosperity. So these are the secrets of Vastu Shastra. The directions are very important in Vastu Shastra, the 8 directions. So before we start with this, you must be familiar with the 8 directions and their respective powers. So I'll just give a small brush up of these. East is the first direction that we start off with. East is ruled by Indra, the lord of prosperity and the lord of all gods. So it's a very auspicious direction. The southeast is Agni Mula. Agni can be destructive as well as helpful. So this Agni Mula is supposed to be used for both destructive uses as well as helpful uses, or maybe some fierce uses which are quite dangerous. For example, electric towers or meters, which can be dangerous as well as helpful. I'm using electric things here now for my video. So it's helpful as well as destructive. So the southeast direction is like that. Agni. Lord Agni rules that direction. The south direction is ruled by Lord Yama. He is a god of death and therefore it is a very inauspicious direction. Though there are many uses of that direction too. If that direction is very high or if it has a very high compound wall, etc., then it can really do very, very good to your house. So it's not that that direction is bad, it's just inauspicious. Some people comment saying that you can't call any direction bad, or you can't call any asterism or star or planet bad. I don't mean bad. Some of them are inauspicious for certain activities. For example, according to the sages, you cannot do certain activities in certain areas of a house, or you cannot do certain activities under certain asterisms or nakshatras. So therefore, it is important to first know that what I am talking about before you comment about it, that I am saying that the nakshatras or the directions that I talk about, everything is good. We can't say good or bad about any direction or any nakshatra. Only that its beneficial or malefic influence in certain activities is bad. And then the southwest direction is ruled by Nirvriti, the goddess of destruction and disease, etc. So, though this direction can be used for stacking up lots of stuff and making it very heavy and covered totally, still it's quite good when you do that, but it's still a very inauspicious direction. So it's better you don't leave it open. It can cause disastrous effects to you, nor should you put any water there. Then we have the western direction. Western direction is not as inauspicious as the southern and southwest direction. It is quite okay. It is ruled by Lord Varuna. Varuna is the god of the waters. So generally people think that water can be kept there, ponds, but it is advised not to put any pond there, since by putting a pond, you are reducing the level of the plot in that area. And when you reduce the level of the plot in the area, you cause a depression in the west, which is bad for your site. Even if you don't cause a depression and create a pond upwards, still, it is a dangerous thing to keep water in the west, because there are 2 places that are on one side and on the other side. For example, southwest on the left side and northwest on the right side. So if the water slightly goes to the northwest side, it will cause problems. The water slightly goes to the western southwest, it will cause major problems. So it's important for you to not put it anywhere away from the central west. So it's better not to put any pond there. That's the best thing. And then the northwest direction is ruled by Lord Vayu, the god of wind. This area is for open free space. Here is where you feel the real wind energy. Tall trees should not be planted in this direction, and various uses can be done there. For example, keeping a cattle shed, putting your cars, because these things move. So cattle move and cars move, and they are your movable wealth. So you put your movable wealth in that direction. Goats, sheep, etc. also can be put there according to Vastu Shastra. Next is the northern direction. Here we have the benefic directions: north, northeast and east. The northern direction is ruled by Lord Kubera. Kubera is a lord of wealth. So all kinds of prosperity can be begotten if we place money in the northern side. So there are certain rules to place money also in that direction. For example, you have to place the money cashier abutting the south of the northern direction. For example, you have a small strong room in the northern direction. You should keep the cash box in the southern quarter, making the south heavy and opening towards the north. So you should open like this and do some transactions with your money. So then your money will increase just wonderfully. So you can see that just in a few days also. So it's best for you to keep money in the northern direction. Next we have money, and next we have the northeast direction. This is the birthplace of all types of energy. So this is the place from where all the energy comes, and to cultivate it in a proper method. Basically, Vastu Shastra is a cultivation of different energies from different sources. So there's a source of energy, there's a hotspot kind of thing of energy in every single spot, every single piece of dirt or tiles or whatever construction material you use, or trees, leaves, everything. There is energy in everything. And to cultivate this energy properly, to cultivate the to cultivate the earth energy that is present under the earth, the energy by which the earth holds us, the gravitational force, different kinds of forces, and plus a very, very metaphysical force. That is the force that we're talking about here. The northeast area controls that force, and it's the birthplace of that energy. That energy arises from that place and then goes just like that to each one of the directions. So it is necessary to keep the northeast very low. That's the science behind keeping the northeast low. And again, you can check it by your own experiments. If you have your northeast very high, you'll see various problems coming into picture. Northeast should always be clean, as it is the place where your Ishta Devata, or your favorite deity, and Lord Shiva, Parvati, Ganesha, and Kartikeya reside. And that is the place where the great deities reside. And therefore that place must always be clean. It should not have any broomsticks. It should not be strewn around, and any dirty things should not be thrown there. Nor should it be very dirty to look at. It should be clean, swept clean every day. And you can have a pond there. It's very good for you. And there's so many more rules relating to this direction. And the compound walls, etc. should be in a different manner here. And there are thousands of rules relating to every single direction. So Vastu Shastra is a very, very deep science. And to gain knowledge about it, we cannot study with the help of any simple course or something from some place or something. We have to read the texts on Vastu Shastra. For example, Maya Mata and Vishwakarma Vastu Shastra, etc. and Manasara are different kinds of examples that you can also use to study Vastu Shastra. So now we shall see today's topic, that is opened, closed, heavy, light, slopes, etc. features in your plot can really affect you. That's the thing that we're going to see today. So whether your plot is high in certain directions or low in certain directions, it really has a say upon your prosperity. And let's see that today. The north, the east and the northeast of your plot, you can check the true north with the help of a compass, are the places where you cultivate the proper good energy. They should be open, light and low. That is the main quality of this kind of a place. They should be open and it should be very light and it should be low. Now southeast, south, southwest and west. The reason why I put southeast small letters and not the small letters is they're not entirely bad or they're not entirely inauspicious or entirely auspicious. They are half inauspicious, half auspicious. They have their own bad things to do. They have their own good things to do. And closed, heavy and high. So those are the key words for south, southwest and west. You should keep these places closed as far as possible, heavy as far as possible and high. And it's better if you keep a tall compound wall, which we shall discuss about later. And if you want to place your house, it is the best placement for your house if you place it like this. Northwest, this is the north. And the northeast and east should have an open space, including the northwest. So you can see how I'm showing it. The southeast can have some UPS, electrical grids, etc. here. and you can keep your outside barbecue or kitchen here. And this is the southwestern portion. So you should place your house in this portion. Leave open space on both north and east and see the magic that this can do to you. If you leave open space in this area, it is really good for you. But you should not put any ponds here. You can put ponds here and here and here. The next thing is that dirt and dust and all of the things that you don't want in your house and things that you want to just stack up and put away, but you can't just throw it away, you can put it here. And also you can stack up huge wooden boxes, etc., that you don't need, or anything that you don't need. Trash can be stacked up here, but it's better not to keep trash at home. Even if you want to keep some heavy stuff at home, you can dump it here. The western side also can be used for the same purpose, but not the northwestern side. If you put the northwestern side there, you'll have frequent air pollution in your place. Now, the entrance can be in the east and northeast, and the main entrance should be the east, the entrance in east and northeast, as I have shown here. So, but again, the main entrance should not have a road kind of pathway leading directly to the center of the door of your house. It is called Vithi Vedha, or obstruction to the main pathway. Therefore, it should not be having an exact path directly towards here. It should just be somewhere from here. It should come curved towards the northeast and back towards the east. That's the best thing. You should never curve towards the south and come back here. You can curve towards the north or northeast and come back here. Or instead of curving, which is not very bad, which is quite bad, and reaching the same place, it's still a Vithi Vedha, you can just construct an open place, which is not exactly a road, just an open patio kind of area for people to walk around. And next, you can keep your cattle cars, as we discussed here in the northwestern portion. Now we shall see the compound walls of your house. So you can check your compound walls. In certain areas, if it's high and low, or if it's uniform everywhere, there are certain effects that each one of these directions will give you then. So here is the north, the northwest, and the northeast. They all should be low, including the east. Till here, the southeast should be high, the south should be high, and the southwest should be high. You should have a tall and thick compound wall made of stone, etc. Here you can just put a few stones or pieces to fence your farm. You know, the farm stones which are used to fencing stones. You can put them on the northwest, north, northeast, and east, and you can make a compound wall on these directions. On the northwest, on the western northwest, you can construct a small, little less size compound wall. And on the northern northwest, it's better you fix the same kind of stones. So this is the type of compound wall you should have in your house. And if you want to reduce the compound wall in your house, you can also reduce it, but make sure you don't apply any type of compound wall on these directions. If you still want to apply compound walls in these directions, then you have to raise them to a lower level than the southern, southwest, the southeast, and the western compound walls. So that's the rules for, so these are the rules for the compound walls. Now we shall see a few advised structures that should be around your plot. Seas, rivers, and ponds, of course. No seas are going to be around plots. Rivers and ponds, rivers too, nowadays, too expensive. Only rich politicians can get those kind of plots. So seas, rivers, and ponds. You can make a pond if you want to. Seas, rivers, and ponds can be on the north, northeast, and the east. In the east, please do not direct it towards the east and southeast, since it's part of Agni Mula. So you should go a little away from the center point of the east towards the northeast. So somewhere from here to here, you should have your pond. And you can have it from here to here, but never from here to here. That is from north to northwest. You can have it from north to northeast, but never from north to northwest. Because air is present in northwest, and air and water are enemies. It's just simple. Blow a little air into water and it reacts bubble, bubble, bubble. So it doesn't want air inside. So therefore we must never put water there. Many temples, for example, at the Kanchi temple, Varadaraja Swami temple in Kanchi, it has a pond called Ananta Sarasi in the northwestern direction. And therefore it suffers a lot. The temple is suffering a lot based on its income because of the pond in the northwest. There are many more temples are there. For example, the Ahobilam temple in Kurnool district of Andhra Pradesh, it also is having wells and ponds in the southeast and northwest. So the same way you should not have such things in your house. Mountains, tall buildings, heaps of stone, temples and tall trees can be on the southern, western and the southeast directions. Electrical grids can be placed in the southeast. UPS, etc. electrical devices can be placed there. And here is how your site must be from a side view. So the western side should be higher and the eastern side should be low with the pond. This is a wonderful position, and a hill should be in the south like this. And the second example is the southern side should be higher, the northern side should be low with a pond, and there should be a hill in the west. Both of these combinations are really great for your house. One more thing is that if you're constructing a pond, make sure you have sunlight, because without sunlight, a plot is a waste. Sun's energy is absolutely necessary for all biological functions, for prosperity of your family, and therefore sun's rays should fall on your house. The southern sun rays are very bad, because if the sun comes to the southern area, that is 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock or 11:30 to 2 o'clock in India, the sun will glaze from the southern side to your house. And when it starts doing that, it's a very bad thing. It releases ultraviolet rays. And if you have left lots of space in your southern area, the sunlight falls there and creates bad vibrations for your house, and you feel very stressed all the time. Same is the west. If you leave the west open, the sun comes to the west after some time, but that time it's a little cool. But still, according to Vastu Shastra, the western sun rays are not as good as any other, they're not as good as the eastern sun rays. So northeast part gets a few sun rays in the morning. For example, in India, 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock, the northeastern portion gets a few rays. That's the best rays of the sun that you can get in any day, any time. So that's why you should create a pond there, so that the sun rays reflect on the pond and come back to your house. This is very good for your health, etc. And some plots actually have no sunlight. They're covered by trees entirely. And that's why they don't have any sun rays entering. And even if they keep a pond, there's just 75% to 50% use. And the rest of it is a waste, because there's no use without sunlight. Sun god is the basic entity of Vastu Shastra, and he's solely responsible for all the different facets of Vastu Shastra. Each of the directions has been given malefic or benefic influence based on the sun god. They also have their own powers, but the sun god is really powerful relating to this. Not only Lord Indra rules the eastern direction, but even the sun rules the same direction. So every day morning when we get up, we must get up facing the east or the north. Meaning, we must put our heads towards the south or the west, some people say, but it's always better to sleep with the head towards the east. Since if you get up with your head facing the west, it increases your spiritual liking too. So these are the rules for the directions, and hope you found my video informative. Thank you. Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Shri Ram.